Hey y'all, it's Lippy. I told you we'd be back for fudge, but I got concerned. How about we woke up to rain? 100% rain all day, and I was like, can I pull it off? Well, yeah, we gonna pull it off. We gonna hope we pull it off. We gonna be positive, y'all. But I'm kind of late. It is 1:45. I still have gumbo to make. I decided to make us a shrimp sausage gumbo. We eat at 6. So I gotta speed this fudge video up. My shrimp's over there. I got a lot of chopping and a dicing, all that stuff, and make a pot of rice. But I think I'll be okay. If I get that going by 2:30, easy peasy. Because I got busy sending orders out this morning. And I thank you. So, the first thing, and this is going to be a bonus video because we're going to do 2 fudges. Whew, I got to speed it up. The first thing is, this is a 9x9. You can use an 8x8, okay? I don't use parchment paper. You can. But if it has a wrinkle in it, and it's just for home consumption, you're going to eat it, it's fine. But if you're gifting your fudge, don't use the parchment paper unless you can really have it smooth. Because you don't want no bumps and humps in your fudge. You want it smooth, right? So what I did was I buttered this. But you see, it's not heavy. I butter it with my hands. Then I come back with a paper towel and I wipe it. It's almost like you're wiping it out. But you see the sheen? It's full of butter. If you want to use parchment, go right ahead. Lippy don't. Plus, that's just money. So, we're fixing to make, speaking of money, a fudge that doesn't require cocoa. So, if you don't have cocoa, you can still make a sweet treat. If you don't have half and half, which is what I have, because I use half and half in my coffee for decades, you can use evaporated milk. Or you can use whole milk. Oh yeah, y'all can see what I've got in this pot, no heat on, is 2 1/4 cup sugar. That's just granulated sugar. I'm going to have the ingredients in the description. 2 1/4 cups, a pinch of salt, and I mean a pinch, 2/3 cup, half and half, 1 tablespoon of white Karo syrup. Now, let me tell y'all why I use white Karo syrup while I'm stirring this to combine, because you really want to stir it to combine. Now, you see these crystals on the side of the pot? That's not our friend when it comes to candy making. But we're going to fix that, because if y'all are heavy-handed stirrers like I am, there's 2 tricks to rectifying that problem. But the reason why I put the 1 tablespoon of Karo in here, if there is a grain of crystalled sugar anywhere in here, and it falls into that pot, which it will as it's cooking and steaming back down, it can crystallize the rest of your sugar. That 1 tablespoon of Karo will prevent it, as well as once it starts coming to a boil. I'm going to put this lid on it for 1 minute. Then I'm going to take that lid off, because that steam is going to clean that pot, because this is one of these recipes that we won't be stirring till towards the end when we test it with water. I'm going to show you the softball stage with water, and then we're going to match it up to our candy thermometer, and that's going to read 237 degrees. Normally I would go 240, but because it is raining, I'm going to bring mine to 237, and we will test this with this water. All right, Moving the stove to medium, we're going to get started. Okay, we're starting to come up to a boil. Now, I have been stirring this quite often because that's the point where it could actually stick now before the end. So I want to make sure it is well and combined. Okay, we're starting to reach that boil state. Let that lid sit 1 minute. Okay, I let it go a minute. And I don't know if I'll try to zoom in. You remember the little dots of crystals? Those have gone down, and all you have is just a ring of just like syrup, okay? So I'm going to give it one more little stir, lightly, making sure I hit the edges. Okay, now we're going to go in with the candy thermometer. I've showed y'all, I always mark mine with a marker, and then when I'm done, I wipe it off. There we go. I had to put it at an angle, y'all. See, it's got that lip here, and normally I do it in that other pot. Okay, it took about 3 minutes. Can y'all see this ball? See that ball? That is a soft ball state dropped in some cold water. Okay, with it off the heat, we're gonna add 3 tablespoons of butter and 1 tablespoon of vanilla. And we're not gonna touch this for about 20 minutes. If you're checking it on a thermometer, it's gotta come down to about 110. But I found 20 minutes is plenty of time for me to start beating it. Oh yeah, about 20 minutes. And this is where you've got to put your muscle into it, okay? So I like to take mine to the side and just whip it. It's going to start getting thick on you. And it's all about time. Now, do you see how it's thickening up? That's when I want to start pouring it. Now, I'm going to show y'all a trick. I might have been too late. Let me try to get this out of here. We're going to make this work on a rainy day. Yes, we are. We're going to stay positive. But I'm going to show y'all a trick if I get this stuff out of this pot. Are y'all seeing this? I hope. I don't have time to go move that camera. Y'all, I used to make this for my daughter when she wanted some candy. Whew, okay, here we go. Now, I got to get a spoon. Let me show y'all a trick. I always tell y'all to have something ready. That's just regular tap water. Let me show y'all something. Get it off my spoon. We don't want to miss a drop. And the only reason I know about this trick, because I've had to use it a lot. Okay, using my finger, I just want to get some of this off. If you dip this and you start mashing, because it's still hot, you will be able to spread it a lot more than what I'm spreading it, which I'm going to use my hands right now because I've got to get it spread. I got the jaw jacking and stirred too much. But this is what this does. Watch, y'all. Do you see how it kind of moistens? But it's not going to change. Ooh, that's hot. It's not going to change your fudge. And what I'm trying to do, guys, is I'm not perfect, okay? I don't claim to be, but this is a real kitchen, just like y'all have a real kitchen, and y'all struggle with elements just like anybody else. I'm basically showing you ways to get around these elements. Tell you what, let me try this. Here we go. So you don't waste your ingredients. I'm just got to get this spread. I'm going to pull it. You see, it's a very forgiving fudge. And that's what I'm trying to do, is just show y'all some little recipes that your family will enjoy. It doesn't take a lot of money to make. No special ingredients, really no special tools. Everybody's got, I'm sure, a soft silicone spatula. And I am just going to push it. You see, I'm pushing it because I want to get to those crystals because I know that they're going to be crystallized on the side. And it is hot. I bet you I'm guessing about 125. But with what I'm fighting with, I'm at 87% humidity. I just checked my humidity. I'm like, oh no. Positive, Lippy. We're not going to let this fail on us. So the edges may be thin, but now I'm going to come in and I am going to press. And y'all going to see how it comes together. Because we're going to be dumping this out when it starts setting up. Okay. All right, I've got my candy set up about where I want it. It ain't perfect, even, but you're not going to know it because that's going to actually be the bottom. Okay. Just using a knife because it will crumble if you wait till it completely cools. So I'm just going to score it before it starts setting up. Let me go back in this one. Now you don't want to go so hard that you scratch your dish. And I'm not the most even cutter. So let's come back this way. Those are some pretty big pieces. That's all right. May look like I'm scraping, but as soon as I hit the bottom, I'm bringing my blade up. And like I said, these outside pieces, yeah, these have my name on it over here. Oh, that one might have my name. You know, you don't want to give the ugly away. And there you go. So, we've got to let this rest. Now, I got to get my hand clean. Oh, well, it's just going to have to hang down. I got to get my hand clean, get this cleaned up. We're moving to plain Jane Hershey Cocoa Fudge. And the only dairy in it is some butter. But before we get started on the other fudge, let me show y'all something. I don't know what done happened to the Zoom, but I'm not liking it. Oh, we got a fly. I got to cover it up. But there you go. Isn't it beautiful? Look at that. And all I did, while I washed up everything, so what, 5 minutes? 8 minutes, something like that. I took my pan and just flipped it upside down kind of hard. And all the pieces fell out square. And this is that, we call it vanilla fudge. I don't know why, but I want y'all to look at that. I want y'all to see. Isn't that gorgeous? This was one of those side pieces. Now, I'm going to show y'all something. See the inside? This is one to keep. If I ever said keep a recipe, this is it. And it doesn't have to be for the holidays. This is just a good, very inexpensive, easy, sweet treat. With the heat off, we're doing the cocoa. The old-fashioned Hershey Cocoa Fudge, okay? I'm making mine without nuts, but when we get to the point where you could add nuts, I will show you then. It'll be 1 cup of walnuts or 1 cup of pecans. But with the heat off, I've got 2 cups of sugar and 6 tablespoons of Hershey Cocoa. And we need this well and combined. Now, I will be moving from a whisk to the wooden spoon. But we want to get this well and combined. If we don't, the cocoa will start clumping on you when we start adding the other ingredients. All right, that looks good to me, so we're going to swap out. Here is 2/3 cup just tap water. 2/3 cup. No milk in this. And we're only going to do about half. And it'll get thick on you, and that's what you want. A little bit more. Let me set that down. You see, I am slowly adding that 2/3 cup water and getting well mixed with no heat on. This is a very forgiving fudge if you follow this critical step. Going in with the rest of the 2/3 cup. Get it well and combined. I have my cold water sitting over here because we're going to do a softball test. And the thermometer should reach 240. We're going in with that Karo. You saw what that Karo did to the vanilla fudge. I'm going to do 2 tablespoons. Number 2. Okay, I'm going to stir the Karo in. I meant to tell y'all I did put a pinch of salt in with that sugar and cocoa at the very beginning. But I'll have the ingredients in the description. Okay, now we're going to turn the heat on to a medium. And this is when we go in with 4 tablespoons of butter. You can use salted or unsalted. I only put a pinch of salt, but I am using salted butter. We're going to start getting that melted, and you definitely want to be stirring. We are almost at that boil. Like I said, my stove's a 5. Yours could be a 4. And this is one you just don't let boil for a certain amount of time. You've got to stir because it can stick. Now I've added my thermometer. Like I said, mine has to go in at an angle because of this lip. And we're only about 180. Okay, we're going to check it. Because the thermometer is saying right at 240. I think it's off. I may need a new one. Yep, we're not, but I want to show y'all this. Let me set this down so I don't spill it. Well, if I can get it up. Okay, let me show y'all something. See, it's not forming a ball yet, but we're getting close. See, I should be able to roll it. See, it's getting close, but we're not there yet. Now, that's telling me that my thermometer is off. But I'm going to leave it in here because I want to see how far off it is. But I'm starting to see very large bubbles. As in, how do I explain it? They're starting to open up more and more. As you make candy or fudge, you'll learn. You see how there's like hundreds of little bubbles, but then there's great big ones. When you start seeing a lot of big ones, you know you're reaching that soft boil state. So we're fixing to test it again because, I mean, you can go from what I just showed you to soft boil in a matter of 30 seconds. Okay, here we go. Oh, yeah. Yep. See that? There's your ball right there. But like I said, I'm going to let it go 1 minute. Okay, we took it off the heat. And we want it to rest about a minute. And then we're going to be adding a teaspoon of vanilla. It's been a minute. I'm adding my vanilla. It does not hurt to stir this in, guys. Because my thermometer was off and you saw how fast we reached that soft boil, I'm going to pour mine up sooner than I did the vanilla. Okay, I've let it sit about 10 minutes. Now, at this point, you could add your nuts, okay? Just as long as you add them while it's still warm. Okay, it's cooled enough. And the reason why I say that is I can literally put my hands, now it's still a little hot, but not scalding hot. When you can put your hands here, and it's still got a little heat, but it's more to the warm side, and it starts forming a crystal, we are ready. It's time to start stirring. And we don't have much time. It will thicken on you very fast. And you have just got to stir. You know, they used to say when the sheen came off. That's not true. I've never seen my fudge completely lose its sheen. But you've got to just start beating it. Okay, just like that, we are done. I made sure I stopped soon enough, not like the vanilla. Oh, yeah. Setting up beautiful. It's getting thick on me. That's why I say it's really about timing, guys, for this to set up. But I want to get everything out of here that I can. There we go. And to be honest, I could have pulled back 30 seconds and stopped. It's just that window. But the fudge is not ruined. You're thinking, man, what a pot to clean up. That's that hot water. Okay. Now you see it's wanting to set up and crystallize some for me. We're not going to let that happen. Whoops. We're going to take and we're going to mash this. We're going to do the same thing with this silicone. We're going to cut this in just a few minutes. You do not want this cool when you cut it. Because it will just, I don't care how perfect of a temp it is, it will crumble on you. Okay, I'm back to cutting. Look at that. And by scoring this right before we dump, I have lines to follow back. And it works every time. Boy, I'm crooked on that one. See if I can make up. There we go. All right. We're going to give it probably 5 more minutes. We're going to dump it. Here goes. All right, let me show y'all something. Okay, that's the back side. And that's the front side. I'm telling you, 2 very easy fudges. Very forgiving. And in a way, I'm glad that it is pouring rain, high humidity. Candy thermometer, obviously, it went almost 10 degrees off. But still, very smooth and creamy fudge. Both of them. I hope you give this a try. And they're budget friendly. You don't have to use the nuts in this one. There's no milk in this one. Now you have a little sugar, yes, and some Karo. And the cocoa. But, guys, the other one, the vanilla, yeah, you got to use some milk. Most households have milk. What if you don't have cocoa? So this gives you options. But we got a sample. I got to move y'all closer. Me and this new thing. Well, how'd I get you like that? Here, that'll work. I got my Trinity cooking for my gumbo. I'm multitasking. All right, here you go. That was that corner piece. That was a little thin. And we're going to sample it. We're going to save these beautiful pieces. Look at that. Okay, we're going to sample this. I want you to watch. It just pulls apart. Fudge, guys. My word. Yep. Quality control is where it's at. Somebody's got to take it for the team, right? But y'all, let me get this uploaded. I got to type all the ingredients for y'all. And I hope you're having a blessed day. Like I said yesterday, if you're traveling, please be safe. We got horrible, horrible weather. Just nationwide, it seems. But today ends videos until after Christmas. This is our time to have our grandkids over and spend their Christmas vacay with us. But Buddy and I do have a special video, a short one, but it'll be coming out, I believe, Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. I think that's what the computer said. But y'all be looking for that special video. It is an honor to y'all. Because without you guys, my heart would be empty. Seriously. So, until next time, stay safe, stay well, and God bless. And if I don't get a swig of coffee to wash this rich fudge down, I'm going to choke.